Hey friends, Sunny here. I am here at Anarchapulco 2026 in Puerto Vallarta, and I am just so thrilled to be here. I'm running into some of the coolest people that have some of the rarest information about certain things. And I'd like to introduce you to my now friend Phil, who I ran into the other day. This is Phil.
Hi.
And we were having a little chat. We were having a discussion about flat Earth. And Phil happens to be a pilot. And I happen to have a laundry list of questions that I've always wanted to ask a pilot. And I haven't been flying in a long time, but I happen to take advantage of the fact that we were down on the ground together, and I stopped him, and he was very generous enough to give me his time and his insights on a few things that maybe we take for granted when it comes to the shape of the Earth. So I'm going to re-ask those questions to Phil now, and we're going to reiterate a couple of things that maybe are overlooked. So Phil, this is Phil. All right, Phil.
Hi guys.
Introduce yourself and let us know how long you've been a pilot for.
Hi everyone. I'm Captain Phil Marshall from Papua New Guinea. I have been flying since 1985, so this year would be 36 years. Commercially, around about 32 years. So I first went to Papua New Guinea in search of aviation work, and then stayed for a year or two, and 35 years later, we're still there.
Wow. Okay. All right. So he comes with the receipts. So Phil, when you're up there, what is it that people get mistaken for when they think that they're seeing curvature of the Earth?
That's a total guess, but one of the most common things is, depending on the aircraft design, a windshield and certain window designs are actually curved to start with. So by looking through that, it distorts your actual perception of it. So depending on which window you're looking through, you may end up seeing a curve that's a curve of the actual windscreen itself. Total guess.
So it's what we're looking through. So, okay, is it fair to say that you, as a pilot, for many years, have been flying over a flat plane or a curved Earth?
Well, when you take off, it's flat, and all the way there, it's flat. And by the time you get there, you land on a flat surface. So it's not at all obvious there's any curve. So what it is, we're not sure. Perhaps it's way greater in size, but it's definitely not falling off the curve of the Earth ever.
So what are some of the instruments that are used in the cockpit itself to determine flight level, altitudes, attitudes, all that sort of stuff, gyroscopes? Maybe speak to a little bit of that.
Okay, depending on the equipment you're flying, it's all set up for instrument conditions, which means in any weather, and you would have what's called an artificial horizon and an altimeter, and in the level cruise flight, the aeroplane will sit slightly nose up on the horizon the entire trip, with the altimeter maintaining its same altitude the entire trip. So there was no pushing forward or flying over the curve of anything. You were actually maintaining a slightly nose up attitude the entire way at a certain altitude until you decide you're going down the other end, and then you commence your descent in accordance with the profile as if it were flat.
So what you're saying is that airline pilots don't account for the curvature of the Earth in any way whatsoever.
From a flying point of view and operating the aircraft, you're operating it in terms of a situation where it's flat. You're taking off, flying level and cruising for a period of time and then descending. So far as any mathematical calculation, nothing comes into it. There's maps and cartography and the shape of the Earth and all the things they'll tell you about the curve and why when we come to America you've got to fly over Japan, which is odd. But if you lie the map out flat, it has you flying over Japan from Hong Kong.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Some of Dave White's Flat Earth Dave has some great concepts that I really quite admire.
Yes, indeed. He lays it out quite simply, right? So what about like the spin of the Earth itself? Are airplanes actually accounting for Coriolis effect? Do they have to, when they're coming in for a landing, is that even taken into an account?
That's not something that is really discussed at all. It's mentioned in texts and what have you in early training, but so far as normal day-to-day operation, it's the least thing on your mind. You're only considering wind conditions and what have you for a safe landing.
Wow. And tell us, what are some of the highest altitudes that these Airbuses that you fly go at?
Well, actually, just to clarify, I'm a medevac charter pilot, and we fly a citation at 45,000 feet. The average airliner is somewhere between 35 and 41, depending on what it is. Commonly 37, 38. We're at 45,000 above most of the weather, above most of everything. And being above most of the weather at that point, you can still see the tops of the weather off into the distance in every direction.
Wow.
So it's not like it's disappearing behind the clouds in front of you. If there's an inversion layer and a level where it settles off at, it's usually uniform into the distance as far as the eye can see.
Well, that seems to line up with a lot of what NASA seems to put out, and maybe you're familiar with a lot of their documents. They have written several times within archives and archives of documents that everything is based off of a flat, non-rotating surface. That all of their rocket launches and space shuttle missions all start from a default, non-rotating flat surface. Does that kind of jives with airline pilots?
I guess it would. I'm not totally familiar with their writings or text, but the basic planning and flight planning takes into account you're taking off on a flat surface, or depending which airstrip you're on, some in the mountains, but generally for airliners, fly to a target altitude, maintain that for a period, and then commence a descent in accordance with the constant angle to the touchdown point. No consideration of curve at all.
Wow. So all you're looking down at is a patchwork of flat land that just extends in all directions.
Depends what you're flying over. In the country I fly, there's many mountains, and it's a lot of terrain. But when you put yourself in a oceanic situation across water and what have you, it's once again appears to be quite reasonably flat. I couldn't say either way. But we're not flying over a curve or pushing forward to get over the curve at any time.
What do you have to say to those people that think that, if an airplane is flying straight, that eventually they would have to fly straight off the globe into space? Like, that just doesn't happen ever, does it?
No. I think depending on the performance of the airplane, limited by atmospheric, would only take you to a certain point anyway. But it's interesting concept.
Yeah. And okay, we'll wrap it up here shortly. Would you say it's pretty unanimous between all aircraft, whether it's an airplane or a fighter jet or something even faster, that they account for all of these same things or don't account for things like curvature and all fly across a flat, level surface? Would you agree with that?
It would appear as though all the planning is done on the basis that it's a level plane. There is no consideration during normal operations to be able to cater for a curve as you are flying. Once again, you're going to take off, target, get to an altitude, and maintain that altitude all the way there. If that answers your question, yeah.
Okay, one last question. Are pilots under some kind of non-disclosure agreement to protect this sort of knowledge, this information, or is it just like out of sight, out of mind? If anybody asks, I can be honest with them, but I'm not supposed to speak up about it. Is that in your training requirements in the beginning? Are you told not to say anything about this, or is it a choice?
Depending on the company you work for, aspects of the operation of the company are confidential, so we're bound by that. But so far as the flying point of view, it'll be personal opinion, I guess. There's nothing that says you can or cannot have an opinion on what you think it is. So, in my opinion, it's not what we're told. it's different from what we're told it is. So a globe in every classroom that was put in 100-something years back, that began this whole exercise about a globe versus flat. But once again, with Flat Earth Dave unrolling the map and showing all the flight paths indirect from one to the other, makes way more sense than trying to imagine it around a curve.
Yeah, the emergency landings.
Spinning ball and
Yeah.
So, a personal opinion only, but the company does not, nor does the industry. There may be some that would feel a little bit concerned to talk about this subject, be ridiculed or what have you. But from a general point of view, I don't really care what other people think. That's not my business.
And it's not like you're going to lose your job talking about this to people that are interested, like coming up to the cockpit and asking the pilot a question or anything like that, right?
Providing it doesn't breach any company protocol regarding confidentiality of operations and what have you. It's just a personal opinion.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any last words to people that still think they see curvature from 45,000 feet?
Keep looking, because not only with the flat Earth concept versus the globe concept, everything is not what we're being told. So keep looking.
Yeah.
Keep searching.
Yeah.
You will find a lot more answers.
Yeah. That's it. Okay, Phil. Thank you so much, everybody. Big hand to Phil. Appreciate it a lot, man. All right.
You're very
Cheers.
welcome.
Yeah. Thank you so much.